Hey, everybody on StreamYard, good morning. And we're just going to get started with our Ag Issues program here coming up in just a bit. We're going to be live on air and also live on StreamYard. Let's see if my brain can handle that. As you can see, we've got Rick McNary here with us, Megan Kramer with us, and Megan Gilliland with us as well. And we're going to talk about the upcoming Shop Kansas Farms Extravaganza. So we'll have a lot to talk about on this StreamYard feed, but also on the Ag Issues program as well on 580 WIBW and FM News 104.9. So we are just waiting here as we get closer to going on air on 580 WIBW. But the event, by the way, is coming up on March 4th and the 5th, and we're going to let the experts talk about that as well. That'll be coming up here in just a bit. So if you're wondering, I'm hearing one thing in one ear and one thing in the other ear. So if my eyes roll into the back of my head, that's why, because I'm trying to disseminate everything that I'm trying to process here. So all right, so stand by on the StreamYard feed. We're going to go here in just about 10 seconds. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning here on 580 WIBW, as well as on StreamYard as well, on our live streams on WIBWNewsNow.com, as we're also feeding this live online. We're going to be talking about the upcoming Shop Kansas Farms Extravaganza that is going to be taking place March 4th and 5th. And we're going to get the details on that coming up in just a bit. We're going to be joined by the creator of the Shop Kansas Farms Facebook page, Rick McNary. We're also going to be joined by Megan Kramer, Director of Communications and Marketing with Kansas Farm Bureau, as well as Megan Gilliland, who is the co-owner of Next to Nature Farms, located in Leavenworth County. That'll be coming up on this morning's Ag Issues program here on 580 WIBW. But right now, let's get an update on the forecast. And by the way, just for all of you on StreamYard right now, we're doing a weather forecast on air. So we'll come back here. You'll hear me give some temperatures, and then we'll get into the program. Okay, 10-4. Thanks, Steve. Okay, right now in the capital city, mostly clear sky, 37 degrees at Billett Airport, mostly clear, and 41 degrees this morning at Forbes Field. And on the Ag Issues program this morning here on 580 WIBW, we are pleased to be joined by Rick McNary, who is the creator of the Shop Kansas Farms page and also website as well. Rick, good morning.
Good morning, Greg. Thanks for having us this morning.
And as I understand, you also have been dubbed the mayor of Shop Kansas Farms, too.
Yeah, Megan Kramer of Kansas Farm Bureau and her associates dubbed me that last year, and it's an honor.
All right. And speaking of Megan Kramer, Director of Communications and Marketing with Kansas Farm Bureau, and who has been one of the administrators of the Shop Kansas Farms Facebook page, also joins us on the program. Megan, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Greg. I'm great. It's good to be here.
And also joining us, another Megan Gilliland, who is a co-owner of Next to Nature Farms in Leavenworth County. And Megan Gilliland, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, Rick, let's start with you. We're here to talk about the upcoming event this weekend, this Friday and Saturday, the Shop Kansas Farms Extravaganza. I want to take you back to when this first started. We were first on, what was it, month and a half after the site was created. And I still distinctly remember how happy we were when and as a matter of fact, it happened on air when you had 50,000 likes. And now here we are, coming in March of 2022, and you've got a big 2-day event that is taking place. I can't imagine in your wildest dreams that you would ever think that something like this that grew out of an idea and look what you're able to do now.
You're correct. I told my wife 2 days ago, 2 years ago, we didn't even know what Shop Kansas Farms was. It didn't exist. And here we are planning this big extravaganza. It's a lot of fun.
Well, let's talk about some of the details first off. March 4th and 5th, this Friday and Saturday. I know a lot of Friday's activities are going to be in Lyons at the Lyons Celebration Center.
Everything is in Lyons at the Lyons Celebration Center. Friday's activities during the day are really geared towards professional business development for people interested in direct-to-consumer sales. And then that evening, the vendors are going to set up. There'll be a farmer meet and greet. But Saturday's the day where we're really going to do what Shop Kansas Farms does best, and that's connect consumers to the wonderful farm and ranch families of Kansas to purchase the food they grow. That's what we've done from the beginning. So Saturday, we're calling it the Market of Farms. There'll be vendor booths, and there will be the public is coming, and there'll be workshops that go along with it. So it's a combination of education, entrepreneurship, entertainment, and of course, eating.
Absolutely eating wise. Let's go to Megan Kramer now. Megan, putting an event together putting any event together like this is a lot of groundwork that needs to take place. But I would assume when this idea was hatched that so many of those who are part of Shop Kansas Farms were very, very excited to see something like this that's going to take place.
Yeah. If you look at the workshops that Rick's put together, I mean, it's all the great people that are out on Shop Kansas Farms making it what it is. He's got workshops for consumers and farmers and ranchers and people that want to invest in their communities. And to me, like when I'm looking at the workshops and what Rick's put together, it's really Rick's heart that is in all this, because he's also got a meal planning or a meal event too, and he's got ways to connect with farmers and ranchers. There's also a benefit for the folks that were impacted by the fires. I mean, there's so much in these 2 days, and when I look at it, I'm just amazed that Rick was able to pull this off, because when I think of event planning, I'm like, well, it's the first one, let's go simple, maybe one day, some workshops. But as we all know, anything with Rick is got to be full of all the great stuff. And so that's definitely what these 2 days are about.
And Megan Gilliland, I know you have been helping out with this as well, but you're also a co-owner of a farm as well. And seeing the growth of what we've seen out of this the last 2 years, but knowing now this is, I don't know if you would consider this the next step as far as being able to help those who have been involved in this, and as the purpose says, to connect consumers to Kansas farmers and ranchers to purchase the food that they grow and raise. And this seems like the logical next step on being able to take that process along.
Yeah, absolutely. During the pandemic, when everything was shut down, Shop Kansas Farms was really a lifeline for so many farmers and ranchers. If you remember at that time, stores were empty with meat. People were concerned about how are we going to, get that food. And, our business is a non-traditional farm. We do mostly honey and beeswax products. But, we live and die by events and by being able to meet with our customers when we're out and about, or have them come out to our farm store. And so when nobody could get out and, get our products, that was a real concern for us. And so we joined Shop Kansas Farms, and it was word of mouth. It was people buying our products and then getting back online and saying, hey, this is a really great product, I really enjoyed it. And it really drove our sales, especially during those lockdown months, where people really couldn't get out and move. And so being in Lyons this weekend I consider it, jumping out of the digital world and into the physical world, where we can actually meet our customers one-on-one, that we haven't met before. And so we're very excited to go to Lyons this weekend, and hopefully people will come out and meet all of those great farms and ranchers that they connected with over the last couple years. And, we love to see them.
Megan Kramer, that's a great point that Megan Gilliland just made. Going from the digital world to the physical world, people would think, well, that would be easy to do. Well, if you're a small business, if you're a small farm, not necessarily the case, knowing that you still you have to have that ability to talk about your product, but to be able to sell your product too.
Yeah, I love how Megan phrased that. I think that's a great way to think about this. And I know that, just like Megan said, I'm sure the people that are going to have booths there and have workshops are excited to meet these people that they've talked to online, and, give them a big hug and say, thank you for supporting me. So I love how she phrased that. That's a great way to think about it.
And Rick, from your and by the way, if people didn't know, you're not a farmer. No. Throughout all this as well, but it's that ability to give them this opportunity to learn more about that, because you think, well, how hard is it to sell your own product? Well, it's not easy to be able to do too.
Well, that's the beauty of Shop Kansas Farms. It was, I didn't intend to create such a big thing. It just happened. But what it is a market. It became a digital market for the farmers, and it became a new market. And so part of what I'm committed to, and I love farmers, and I enjoy the most is all of the people who have fallen in love with the farmers and ranchers of Kansas like I have. And so it's given the farmers a new type of market. And that's what we're committed to, is expanding those types of markets. Greg, we have people from California and Alaska buying from Shop Kansas Farms and calling up and asking who's the best and why can we get this. So our intent is at some point in time, Shop Kansas Farms becomes a household name in the nation, so people know to shop here. But it's given a new platform. Plus, it's given the community, consumers, a new way to meet these wonderful farm and ranch people. And that thrills me beyond no end, that they get to fall in love with them and they get to meet them just like I have.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about this with Rick McNary of Shop Kansas Farms, Megan Kramer with Kansas Farm Bureau, and Megan Gilliland, co-owner of Next to Nature Farms, on this edition of the Ag Issues program here on 580 WIBW. Stay with us. Okay, for those of you on the StreamYard feed, I'm going to read a live auction barn spot here, and we're in our commercial break, so hang with us here. The Emporia Livestock Sale Company in Emporia, Kansas, where buyers and sellers come to meet. Their weekly cattle sale gets underway later this morning at 11 o'clock. Early consignments for this morning's sale include 50 4 to 7-year-old Angus bred cows, March calvers, fully vaxxed by a vet, Hinks and Influence, 7 black heifer pairs, 1,050 to 1,100 pounds, 83 black steers and heifers, long time lean, 2 rounds of shots, Haupt Genetics, 4.5 to 650, 85 mostly black steers, 120 days lean, 2 rounds of shots, 475 to 550, 80 mostly black heifers, 120 days lean, 2 rounds of shots, 475 to 550, 50 mixed steers and heifers, long time lean, 2 rounds of shots, 5 to 575, 45 mixed steers and heifers, long time lean, 2 rounds of shots, 5 to 6, 70 black steers and heifers, long time lean, 2 rounds of shots, 5 to 650, 85 mostly black steers, 120 days lean, 2 rounds of shots, 525 to 575, plus many, many more consignments for this morning's sale. If you'd like more information or like to add consignments, give them a call at 620-342-2425 for a full list of consignments. Go to their website at emporialivestock.com or follow them on their Facebook page as well. That's the Emporia Livestock Sale Company in Emporia, Kansas, where buyers and sellers come to meet. Their weekly cattle sale gets underway later this morning at 11 o'clock. Okay, thanks, Steve. Okay, those of you on the StreamYard feed, we're just finishing up the commercial break, and we'll come out of our break here in just a bit. By the way, scrolling at the bottom of the screen, you see the website shopkansasfarms.com if you want to get more information on what's coming up this weekend. We are back on the Ag Issues program this morning here on 580 WIBW. We're also streaming live on our Facebook page at WIBWnewsnow.com, talking about the upcoming Shop Kansas Farms Extravaganza that will take place this Friday and Saturday at the Lions Celebration Center. And StreamYard, you see at the bottom of the screen, you can go to the website shopkansasfarms.com. We're joined now by Rick McNary, the creator of the Shop Kansas Farm Facebook page and website. Also, a couple of people who have helped out as administrators, Megan Kramer with Kansas Farm Bureau, and also Megan Gilliland with Next to Nature Farms in Leavenworth County. Rick, a couple of things on Friday. There's a lot of training and a lot of seminars that will take place, and it has a pretty wide range as to some of the things to help out those who will be in attendance at the event.
Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and so what I've done is identify the ones within a few and that are really doing well with the direct-to-consumer sales and helping them build out their business model and generate a new revenue stream for them by being able to teach workshops rather than having to go someplace else in the nation to learn. Why don't we use the ones in Kansas is my idea. And so they will be teaching things that they are excellent at. And those seminars are meant for entrepreneurs and those who are interested in learning how to do this direct to consumer sales and agritourism and things of that nature.
Megan Kramer, Saturday's events. By the way, you can go to the website shopkansasfarms.com to get more information. But a lot of Saturday events really focus on specific workshops.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, the workshops are really, there's a lot of different ones. And I was looking at them and I'm like, oh, I'd like to attend all of them. So I think no matter what your interest is, there's probably something there for you. I liked the beekeeping that Megan's husband is going to do. There was also one about hot topics in food preservation, like home canning and starting a food business, how to buy a side of beef, connecting rural grocery stores. Like there's just a ton of great stuff out there that I think really anybody could learn something from.
Megan Gilliland, I think you have a fan that was trying to call you. So
Now I have a 9-year-old that needs to wake up for school.
okay, I see. I got you. But Megan, for the beekeeping purpose of this as well, so much has been talked about concerning for the bees out there as a pollinator and being able to do that. And, probably those little things like that as to proper care, starting the hives, starting the operation as well. Just little things in the case of what you and your husband do are important to know.
Yeah, Chad's gonna be there, and actually, my 9-year-old is actually the itty bitty beekeeper, and he's going to be there as well. And so they're going to kind of do like a bees 101. They'll talk about the hive, they'll talk about the importance of pollinators, and give an introduction to honey as well. And that's what's really interesting is Kansas has some really cool agritourism businesses out there. We're one of them. We actually opened our farm on Mother's Day week, like May 9th of 2020, because, we are really smart to open during a pandemic. But, we did that very intentionally. We pushed back our opening because of the pandemic, but people wanted to get out. It was at that point where they could move around a little bit, but they didn't want to be close to anybody. So they could come out to our farm store here in rural Leavenworth County. We have 10 acres. They could, explore. They could find out information. We have a honey tasting bar. We have an indoor beehive. And now we've added a butterfly house to the mix. But our whole mission here is to talk about the importance of pollinators to agriculture, and specifically small-scale agriculture here. But I think that's what's so unique. If you go out to the Shop Kansas Farms group and you join it, we're just one of hundreds of farmers and ranchers that are out there. There have been so many people that have connected with meat producers and been able to buy, meat directly from local farms and ranchers. There's a lot of vegetable and produce people so that people can get their produce directly from, the farmer. And that's a great outlet because, we've worked farmers markets for the last, I think, 5 or 6 years. And what I've noticed is a trend that people, even in urban areas, they really want to understand where their food comes from. And they want to understand that, it was handled with care. And, there's a lot of thought behind that. It didn't come from, it wasn't shipped in from California or something like that. So, I'm like Megan, I'm kind of geeking out about some of the stuff on Saturday. I don't need anything more on my plate to do right now to learn, but I'm so excited to learn about, the cheese making class that Rick's got set up. And of course, I hope that people will come out just to learn something and, to meet those individuals. Because that's what we're here to do, and that's the only way that small farms and ranchers can be successful is if we get to know our customers and we build that relationship with them, because then they keep coming back. And I've always told Rick from the beginning of Shop Kansas Farms that I'm really interested in what I call Shop Kansas Farms 2.0, which is, how do people keep coming back now that you can buy cheap chicken again? Well, no meat is cheap right now, but now that you can have those mega mart choices, how do we keep them connected and still purchasing from small Kansas farms and ranchers? Because it's really about the long-term sustainability of Kansas agriculture.
Megan Kramer, in one aspect, it's the ability to educate those who are out there, that regular consumer. But at the same time, from an administrator perspective, as you serve, I'm sure you've seen some interesting questions or interesting topics that have come up throughout all this too.
Yeah, and I think Rick did a great job on the workshops, because I feel like he just went through some of our common questions or stumbling blocks that we had and said, yep, we're having a workshop on that and that and that. And so a coworker and myself will do one on some of the buzzwords of farming and ranching. And we were talking about it yesterday. And I'm like, so we have our list. I'm like, I feel like we kind of know what they are. So let's just go have a conversation with these folks and see, instead of having a prepared presentation, I feel like we know what the buzzwords are going to be and we can talk about it. And it's really just about having those conversations with people. So we've had a lot of experience through this. I think Rick has done a great job with the workshops, and I really hope that people come and join us for a great day. And I also saw that he got Chef Allie to do a cooking demonstration on Saturday, so that will be fun. I know everybody likes Chef Allie, so I think that's another reason to come see. What is she going to cook? Do you know, Rick?
I do not. That's a good question.
Well, I'm sure it'll be good, whatever it is.
Yeah, no doubt.
Is that where you lift the pot and go, okay, yeah, that's good. Rick, I'm going to give you the final word on this. And as Megan Gilliland talked about, Shop Kansas Farms 2.0. Okay, you never thought in 2 years, look where you're at now. But where do you see this going in the future?
So there will be more extravaganzas around the state. This is the first of many. We're building a replicable and scalable model. We chose the center of Kansas, the geographical center, to do this. And the City of Lyons and the Celebration Center have been so wonderful and so helpful. But our intent is to go on the road with this, because part of the 2.0 is the actual physical meeting of the consumers with the farmers in a setting that's educational, where there's entrepreneurial development, where there's entertainment. We're going to have a dance Saturday night. So Greg, put your boot scoot and boogie boots on and come on out, and eating. We'll have barbecues. So connecting people physically will be one of those. We're also building out the website, so it will become we have about 1,000 farms listed on there now, but it's going to be built out better and easier to use for people to go shop Kansas Farms on our website.
Well, we're going to have to put a cap on it there, but once again, go to shopkansasfarms.com if you want more information about the extravaganza that's taking place this Friday and Saturday in Lyons. Megan Gilliland, Next to Nature Farms in Leavenworth County. Appreciate you coming on the program this morning.
Thank you.
Megan Kramer, as always, Kansas Farm Bureau, Director of Communications and Marketing. Appreciate it. Thanks for being on this morning.
Thanks, Greg.
And Rick McNary, the creator of the Shop Kansas Farms Facebook page and website. My friend, as always, appreciate it.
Likewise. Thank you, Greg.
All right, this has been Ag Issues for this morning here on 580 WIBW. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll get an update on the news headlines, and we'll check the weather forecast. That comes up next.